You ever notice how some people don't ask for favors directly, yet somehow you walk away feeling guilty, confused, or slightly smaller than before? Like you agreed to something without remembering when you actually said yes. They didn't raise their voice. They didn't threaten you. They smiled, paused, maybe sighed a little, and suddenly you're explaining yourself. Weird, right? Maybe it's them, maybe it's you. But here's the thing, there's quiet psychology at work here. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Manipulation isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It whispers. And the people who rely on it, they depend on reactions. That's exactly why Stoics are so difficult to manipulate, often without even trying. Let's start with the first type, the guilt sculptor. You know this one, you say no politely, and they respond with, "It's fine, I'll manage somehow." Long pause, slight disappointment, no accusation, just enough emotional weight for you to feel like a bad person. Psychologically, this works because humans are wired to avoid social discomfort. We'd rather sacrifice our boundaries than sit with guilt. But Stoics don't rush to fix feelings, theirs or anyone else. They understand that guilt isn't always truth. Sometimes it's just a tool. Then there's the confusion creator. This person never argues directly. They contradict themselves just enough to keep you off balance. One day you're praised, the next you're subtly criticized. When you question it, they say, "You're overthinking." And suddenly you are. This tactic relies on destabilizing your internal compass, so you start looking to them for clarity. Stoics are immune because their sense of self doesn't come from external consistency. They don't need every interaction to make sense immediately. They're comfortable not knowing, and that comfort shuts the whole game down. Another type is the emotional provoker. They poke, a sarcastic comment, a dismissive look, a joke that lands just a little too sharp. The goal isn't the insult, it's the reaction. Anger, defensiveness, explanation. Once you react, they're in control, but here, where it gets interesting, Stoics don't suppress emotion, they delay it. That pause, it breaks the loop. When there's no reaction, the manipulator is left performing alone, awkward, exposed. Then there's the victim strategist. Everything happens to them. Nothing is ever their fault. You bring up an issue and suddenly you're comforting them. This works because empathy is a powerful lever, but Stoics separate compassion from responsibility. They can care without carrying. They listen without fixing. And manipulators hate that because there's nothing to grab onto. But here's the twist most people miss. Stoics aren't trying to resist manipulation. They're not playing defense. They're simply anchored internally. Their self-worth isn't negotiable. Their emotions aren't public property. And when someone can't move you emotionally, they can't move you behaviorally either. So ask yourself, where do you react fastest? Where do you over-explain? Where do you feel an urge to smooth things over? Because awareness is the real immunity, and calm is the ultimate boundary. If you recognize someone in this video, good. If you recognized yourself, even better. Stay aware, stay grounded. And as always, stay stoic.